my phone rang. And when I picked it up, I said hello, and it was in the day when we actually all had home phones. So, and this gentleman said, "Are you Don Walker?" And I, of course, reluctantly and hesitantly said, "Well, yes, I am." He said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but I think I'm your dad." And it took my breath away because I've never known my dad. My mom was a teen mom back in the day when it was an embarrassment to be a teen mom, and there wasn't some glorified show about teen moms.
And my nephew comes in the room. He says, "Hey, your son's handcuffed himself to a doorknob." And it was an accident. There were a set of handcuffs hanging from a doorknob, and he was playing with them, and click, they locked, right? So not a big deal, except these are real handcuffs, and my nephew doesn't know where the key is. So we all start looking around. We can't find it. My brother says, "Don't worry, I got a hacksaw. If we can't find it, we'll just cut it off." So we look around some more. We can't find it. My brother says, "I'll go get the hacksaw." And my son, he says, and really with no emotion and to no one in particular, he says, "Dang, that was my best hand."
So I now have 6 beautiful grandchildren, right? And I was there for all of their births. I was there to bathe, change, be thrown up on by all of them. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful fate moment in my life to have met Jo, her 3 daughters, and have these 6 wonderful grandchildren. That is my fate, and I'm so glad that it happened. Thank you.
Have you ever thought about your life, and when you can sum up your life into a series of key moments and events, and then you can point to one key moment or event, maybe an object or a person or a place or a thing, and you can hinge your entire existence on that one thing or event? Well, for me, I can know my entire existence to date. The fact that I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the fact that I'm going to marry a woman that I'm going to marry, the fact that I have the job I am going to have, I owe it all, everything, to one can of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I write poetry, but I don't read it in front of anyone. So it was a really big deal to read a poem in front of dozens and dozens of strangers, let alone a really hot, sexy poem, let alone read it, and have the guy that I wrote it about be standing. Like if you can picture living arts, you guys are living arts, he stood in the back of the room. He didn't even sit in the sea of people. He stood in the back of the room, standing there like I was reading it to him. I was a nervous fucking wreck.
My entire life would be different. I took your prompt. If I hadn't answered one text message, and it's the lamest text message ever. It's, "What's up?" And this message came to me. I'd just gotten out of a very terrible relationship. And it came from a number that I felt like I should recognize. I didn't, but I felt like I should.
Growing up in the same little town on the same little piece of property all of my life, back when telephones still had a party line. We were a small town. Back when you could still dial 4 numbers to get to your local friends. Back whenever you wanted to call Uluga, which was just a few miles away, was long distance and 10 cents a minute, and your dad would kill you when he got a $100 phone bill back in the 70s and 80s.
The karate that she learned from Dale Apollo Cook, and punches with a heart punch directly through my window of my kitchen, pulls it back, and with some kind of, I can't even do it, but apparently if you take karate lessons from Dale Apollo Cook, you can. And she follows, I'm going to use the handle here, and she follows through with one of those kicks like this, through my door.
So according to legend, there are 3 aspects of fate. The first, youngest aspect of fate spins the threads of our lives with the inalienable qualities that each of us is born with. The second aspect of fate weaves the threads together. As you meet people and you encounter them in your lives, you're changed by that. And the third aspect of fate, when the tapestry, your existence in the tapestry of fate, your life is done. The third aspect of fate cuts the thread.
Then he gets around your moms and you tense up, knowing his mouth is just going to go off. But he smiles and says, "How you doing, Mrs. B?" "Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Yes, it is a great day, and blessings to you too, ma'am. You have a good day now. Take care." And you are just stunned into silence. And he looks at the look on your face as you two are driving off and says, "What?"
I remember another interesting aspect of Pam's house was, I remember she had a very large picture painting of JFK. And I've never been in a home that had a picture of a president, especially so large. And I said, "Where did you get that?" She said, "The library. We check out all of our paintings from the library." I thought,